Today is November 12, 2010. We are having our regular meditation class every Friday. Before I start to declare the date, I really remember what is today's date. But sometimes at the moment we need to declare, and our memory is on vacation. Because yesterday is November 11th, and the young novices have no school. So that makes me remember yesterday is a special day, and I should remember that. Sometimes something we worry too much, focusing, and then that make things can be different. Very funny, some Saturday, and I used to wake up the youngest novice, Joshua. I used to wake him up around 7:30 in the morning, so he can get ready for school. And sometimes it's Saturday, and I forgot. And one morning I wake him up at 8 o'clock. I say, "Wake up! You late for school." And he was shocked, and he, when he sleep very deep and someone wake him up in a very urgent way, and he said, "No school today, Thầy. Today is Saturday." I'm sorry, you can go back to bed. I remember when the novices just came to the temple. And one day around 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know what happened to my eyes. I wake up at 5 o'clock and I realize it's 7 o'clock. So I ran downstairs and I turned on all the lights and I wake them up. And the ladies in the kitchen, they say, "It's only 5 now." Sometimes too much worry. You're concerned for one thing, and then that makes you uncomfortable, and sometimes you're easy to forget. Every Friday when we come for the meditation like this, it helps us to calm ourselves down and to relax a little bit after 1 week of working. Lately, every day I have someone come to the temple for counseling. If not, then someone will on the phone. And within the last 3 days, I have a lot of phone calls and visitors, and they all come or call in with a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. There's a lady who just called me this evening from Australia. And when I pick up the phone, and she said, "Are you Thich Phap Hoa?" And I say, "Yes, I am." And she just cried on the phone because she have hold a lot of suffering in her for many days, and no one that she feels she have comfortable to share or to cry with. So if you have someone that you're able to let them cry, and that will be a pleasure, and you help them a lot. And there is also a lady from Belgium. She called me this morning, and while sharing her story, and she cried. And after she cried, and she said, "I'm sorry, Thầy. I call you just to say hi, but I was crying with you." I say, "It's okay. If you feel comfortable to cry on the phone, and after cried, you feel more comfortable." There was a Vietnamese poet. He wrote a poem, and in his poem I remember 2 sentences. here is my shoulder you can lean on and cry. So I can hear the fruit of your suffering can drop down at once. You know that our worries, our suffer, each day it seems very small, very tiny, nothing, very simple. But we collect each day and become a very heavy fruit. And if we can drop down that heavy fruit away from us, that's a pleasure. And I know that no matter who we are, you are the monastics, or you are lay practitioners, we all have something to worry for. We all have something to think about. So that's why the important is we know how to cultivate our practice so we can be stable, we can be solid, and we have the capacity to handle all the daily strugglings. No one able to declare, I have nothing to suffer, or I have nothing to worry for. We all have something to worry, just because it's small or major. An example, sometimes we have to worry, if not then we have when we have the checkbook, every time when we write a check, we need to subtract. I have 1,000 left in my account. Now I sign out 200, I still have 800 left, and you must write down 800 left. Otherwise, you keep track how much you still have on your account. And what is that? That is a form of worry, because we worry if we sign out the check and that cannot cash, and we may pay for the penalty. When we go shopping, sometimes I see people bring the calculation, and then they add up how much they already have in their cards, because they know that how much they bring cash along with them, or how much they only can spend for that day's grocery. So in many forms, we have worries. We have a lot of fear. And remember, one day I shared with you about what to be fear. And the Buddha said sometimes fear helps us, and there are some fears does not help us. For example, if you are afraid, you get sick. That's why you will take good care for your body. So that's a kind of fear, because you are afraid to be sick. That is a positive fear, because you are afraid to have a lung cancer. Then you try not to smoke. So there are some fear, some worry that help. But if we say that I am afraid that I will be die, sometimes that is a positive fear. We all die. You don't have to worry. But the point is, from now to the day we die, instead of sit there and just say I am afraid to be die, then how to live happily. So if we come to that point, we have nothing to worry. The song we just sing is a kind of practice. If I have nothing to worry, I have nothing to know where to go, then I don't need to hurry. I am no longer in a hurry. Because we have the habit, hurry. No matter, even Saturday and Sunday, we know that we have 2 days off, we still hurry. Because we have tons of things to do, and we know that we only have 24 hours, and we have already 8 or 10 hours of sleeping, and we still have few hours left, so we want to hurry for something. Sometimes we need to slow down in order to make us feel more comfortable. This morning I met a young lady. Her son died 3 days ago. He committed to suicide. And when he jumped in the river, he left on the board his backpack and his cell phone. And right on that evening, she dreamt he came home and he showed her, "Mommy, this river, this is the place where I jumped and suicide." She came to see me this morning and she talked with me. And I asked her about a few questions. And I tell her, your son died not because he not satisfied about a family, not because he has any problems with the family. This is a kind of disease, the kind of sickness. He have a lot of illusions. I told her, I think this young boy have a lot of questions in him. Why we have to live? Why we need to eat? Why we have to love? Why and why and why? And he felt this world, this society, he does not belong to. Some books, some articles, some movies influence the way we feel, the way we think, and the way we live in our daily life. She agreed. She said, this boy is very special. He always, like to find a space for himself, and he does not like to contact with anyone. A very quiet boy, and he come home with a lot of questions. And finally, she showed me the letter that he wrote before he left. And in the letter he said, my friends, my family, or whoever find this letter, this is my last words. Please read carefully every sentence. And he wrote down why he chose this way. Because he felt that he have no point to live. And then, at the very bottom of the letter, he said that, remember, everybody, we have a lot of things to ask. Why? So sometimes we will question why we practice, why I suffer. And we can ask that question, but we just sit there and ask, but no answer. And we feel disappointed, distaste about life. There are a lot of positives, there are a lot of negatives. And you know that we live in this world, in this life, and one day we will be died. But from here to that point, we have tons of suffering, tons of things to fight with our sickness, with our problems. And sometimes some people, they don't understand the true facts of life, and they think they need more money, they need more possessions, more fame, and they're willing to do anything in order to gain more money, more fame. So our practice will help us to see clearly. The point is how to live happily in each moment. What's happened, we don't know. But we have to get ready. The mind of stable, of solid, in order to handle, in order to face, in order to deal. But do not attach to anything. When we're sick, we accept the treatment. But we cannot tell after this treatment I will be okay or not. We just do the best. We can do whatever for us and for people around. And sitting there to ask why, we all can ask why is that. But why is not the answer? Why is not the destination for us to raise the question? And sometimes I will ask myself, why I have to be a monk? And sometimes we will say, why not? There's why and why not. Why I have to do so much work? All the monks, they have nothing to do. We should see that as our pleasure. If you do things for others, you just do by your physical health, and sometimes it doesn't work, you cannot last long. You must do with your spiritual, combine with your physical, and then you can last long. Last Friday, I back home from Seattle around 1 p.m. And then I have to get on the car and drive all the way to Calgary after that for a funeral service of a very small baby. The service, the chanting finished around 9 o'clock. I drive back. And I continue to work. And on Saturday, I have a Vietnamese mindfulness day. And I have the public service in the morning of Sunday. And after the Dharma talk at 12 p.m., I have to go back to the airport to fly to Regina. And I just back on Wednesday. And tomorrow I will be in Regina again. And then if you will say, how much you need. You only need a few bowls of rice each day, but how come you need to work that much? And sometimes if we have a lot of work and then we explore. And then you need to take one day off to rest, and then you gain back the energy and you can continue. You know the animals in the jungle, when they have problem on their body, usually they find a very quiet spot to lie down and to heal the wound, because nobody will come and take good care for them. Nobody come in and bring them to the hospital or anything. So they have to know how to heal themselves. And sometimes we need to learn like them. We need to find some time to heal our wound. Otherwise we will explode easily. And everything when we come to learn, it is not only the philosophy. Learning doesn't help if we do not practice. There was a young man who does not know how to read, but when he sees other people, when they want to read something, they put on their glasses and then they can read smoothly. And he thought to himself, maybe when you need to put on the glasses, you can read. So he went to the vision center and he tried on a lot of glasses. And he put the first pair of glasses on, he hold the book and he cannot read anything. He turned the book around in many ways. He still cannot read, and he tried a lot of pairs. And the seller asked him, and he a little bit angry. He said, how come I cannot read? And the seller said, you need to find yourself the right degree, otherwise you cannot read. And he said, how come all the people, they just need to put on the glasses and they know how to read? And now the seller realized this young man does not know how to read, but he has a wrong perception. He thought whenever you put on the glasses, then you know how to read. And sometimes in life we have a perception like that. When you have a family, when you have a house, you can be happy. But that's not satisfied yet. Do not forget that the house is only the facility to stay in. But the real cozy family is when you can sit together in the same meal. You're able to talk to each other. So put on the glasses doesn't mean you know how to read. The point is you know exactly, you learn and you know how to read. The glasses cannot make you can read a word. Do not have the wrong perception. When you come for the meditation class, of course, it's more beautiful when you can sit on the floor and more comfortable. But remember, when you have problem with your legs or your back, you don't have to sit on the floor. You can sit on the bench, you can sit on the chair to practice. Sitting cannot tell that he or she is the real meditator. Sitting on the floor, but with a lot of worries, with a lot of thinking, a lot of wondering. But you sit on the chair, it's more comfortable, it makes you more calm, more relaxed, easier. So in our practice, we need to understand clearly. Of course, we need the form, sit on floor or whatever, but that is not the point. We need something, but do not attach to that. So that is the reason why Vietnamese people used to say, the rope cannot turn you become the monastic, cannot make you become the monastic. But of course you cannot miss the rope if you are the real monastic. And you want to keep your monastic life on the path, and you must put on the rope, because this rope will keep you on the right track. But you still have to remember, this rope cannot turn you into the real monastic. It's only a form. When you look at someone, they will wear a very luxury and expensive watch. Who knows? He or she may pay every month. That luxury watch is not there. It's not. They pay monthly. That person drives a very expensive vehicle. Still not them. Only monthly payment. So when you practice, when you come to the temple, when you come to the practice center, you're looking for a monk who can practice, who can share with you, who are able to help you in the practice. You don't come for their degrees. You may have more degree than the monks have. And the reason you come to the temple is not the degree. And sometimes some young monks, they misunderstanding. They think you have to have the degree in order to give a talk, in order to share, in order to come up to the stage and give the lecture. Do not misunderstand that. You can see that there are a lot of doctors. They have a degree, but they cannot transform their problems if they don't practice. So the degree cannot make you become anything. It's only a degree. When you learn, you have the degree. But you don't practice, things inside you cannot transform. You still suffer. You still need to change, to transform a lot of things. So remember, when you go to the vision center to try on some of the glasses to wear, and remember the story. This young man, he misunderstanding. He think when he put on the glasses, he able to read. But the point is, sometime I remember when I was after I laser my eyes, I don't glasses anymore. And somebody will tell me, Thầy, if you have glasses, you look more handsome. And I remember that I have the couple who own the vision center. They made me a pair of glasses with no lens, with the lens but no degree. They offer me that. They say when you come up for chanting or give them a talk, you can put on the glasses. You look more different, more educated, but very comfortable, uncomfortable. I don't feel comfortable with glasses. That's why I went for the laser. And I won't find something, even low degree to make me feel uncomfortable again in another way. Do you see that? Sometimes we are like that. Sometimes you say, when I practice, I can transform my greed. Now I don't have anything else to greed for. Before I greed for money, for many things. Now I practice and I can transform my greed. Now I only want to become the Buddha. And then there's someone who said, that's too greedy. Just a different object to greed for. And sometimes we will say, I do not need any fame, I don't need any position. But you come to the practice center, or you come to the association, congregation, you want to become the secretary, you want to become the president. But you think that is the right. Sometimes we need to reflect on what kind of greed we have. Do we still have or not? And remember, sometimes we were tricked. Just a different object, different title. So the point is, when we practice meditation, will help us to calm and reflect all of that. To reflect, to see how much we attain in our practice. There was a lady who come to the temple and say, Master, can you tell me how to practice more diligently so I can go to the land of the Buddha? I don't want to stay in this entire world. Too much problems, too much disagreements. And he said, the master said, no, I think you should stay here, more fun. If you go there and the Buddha give you different positions, different places to sit, and you guys have another argument, and the Buddha may be very headache to solve all the problems. In his very simple way to explain to this lady, but if you reflect and you can see he direct this lady in a very simple way. You want to go to the land of the Buddha, but you still have a lot of disagreement, a lot of hatred, then how can you go there? So if you go there, if you want to go there, but you cannot handle with this problem, you still carry this problem to the land of the Buddha, and you make the Buddha more headache. You want to go there, you must transform all of this negative feelings and argument first. And he said, you should stay here, it's more fun. If you go there, and because they believe that when they go to the Amitabha Buddha's land, and each of them will have a lotus, a flower. The flower symbolizes for the fruit of the practice. And if you look at the other person, his lotus is bigger than me, then there is another problem. So sometimes we try to avoid. There is some problem that we call is a major, it's a bad problem. We find we want to come to another location. That's not the way. The point is we transform the main thing, that is our mind. Do you see what I mean? So there is a bird. He tried to say goodbye to his friend. He said, my little bird, I want to say goodbye to you, I have to go to another location to stay. And the little bird asked that big bird, where you want to go? Why don't you stay here? He said, I don't feel comfortable here because the people around here, they hate my singing. So every time when I sing, they throw rocks to me. So I want to go to another location because people here so mean to me. And the little bird said, my friend, my big brother, the problem is not to move away from here. The point is you transform the way you sing. If you move to another location but you don't transform the way you sing the same voice, same sound, and you make people hate you the same. You see that? So our practice is that. When you want to try to run away from this problem, you enter the monastery to become the monastic or become the practitioner. But you don't transform many things deep inside of us, then we stay the same and we just create more problems in the place where we stay. Even that can be called the temple, the church, the practice center, whatever we call. And now we shave our head, we put on the robe, or we become something, but we do not transform the root of our problems, and we just carry that all the way. So the point is, you know how to read, not because you put on the glasses. And if we can understand that, we cannot complain. We will less complain, and we will less feel uncomfortable about life. Life is always like that. You like it or you don't like it, the same. And the main thing is you change yourself in such a way that you can adapt with life. And that is our practice. People have create internet. You may have the right to refuse it. But instead of refusing it or blaming it, you still can use internet. But now you have the mindfulness. You know how to use internet in a very mindful way. The internet will become a very powerful things to help you in your practice. In the past, if you need something, you need to buy a book and to search for. But now, whatever you need, you just Google and then you can search. It's very convenient. So they offer us, and remember that in the very positive way. The one who create the internet and offer the internet, the system, to help us to search, to learn. But remember, when you can do the positive, other people can create something negative. That's life. We cannot refuse, we cannot blame anything. But we have the right to see things clearly and we choose for us the right way. They sell all kind of glasses. You can find any pair that fit with your face. But after you choose one, you cannot say that all the pairs are useless. And after you choose the pair of glasses you want, you need to find the right lens, the right degree, so you can read things clearly and fit with your eyes, not make your eyes too much tired. That's how life. You use things, you can cut off, you can add more, whatever you want. As long as that can adapt, that can benefit you and people around you. There's a young boy who asked me why we need to love. You cannot help all, so why you need to help? And I told him, when you come to the meal, you see the whole big plate. And you will say, I'm not that hungry. You refuse to eat. But if I give you a very small portion, you will say, I'm hungry more than the portion you give, and you refuse to eat. And one day you will die because of your starvation. If the people give you a big plate, take as much as you need. Don't worry about the remaining. When you're able to help someone, just do it your best. One hand, you help better than no hands. Let example, if I want to reach here, my hand is this long, I can only reach this much. But the people sit next can continue on. And if we wait until we can do everything at once, we can't. We just waste our time, our effort, our energy, and nothing can help. So the practicing is to help us to see that. And not to distaste about life. But to see life with the positive way. To help life, to help people around us with our own capacity. I think, do you remember the song, And When I Rise, Let Me Rise? And that song also a practice. Let us sing the song and then we'll finish our night. What is the number of the song? Song number 6. Song number 6. Most of us know how to sing this song, right? And when I rise, let me rise like a bird joy. And when I sit, let me sit like a Buddha, mindfully liberating. And when I wake, let me wake like sunrise radiantly. And when I rest, let me rest like a sunset contentedly without worry. When I smile, let me smile like a flower fragrantly. And when I cry, let me cry like the rain, cleansingly with all my heart. My dear brothers and sisters, I think we have a miraculous day on next Saturday. So our mindfulness day will be from 9 to 4 on next Saturday, November 20th. Thank you for your coming. Thank you for the practice and the listening. Enjoy the weekend. Then you can sit and enjoy the breathing along with the 3 sounds of the bell. Please massage your hand.